Well, hello, good to see you once again. Today I am back at home. Last time, of course, I was not at home. In the last video I talked to you a bit about using AI in betting and how I've reframed my thinking a little bit on how it should be used in betting thanks to a book that I was reading. Now, I wanted to continue that theme because, as I mentioned in the last video, I've previously looked at using AI for betting on soccer, in particular in the SPM bot, which has its own AI analysis of matches built in. And the book, with its helping me to reframe my thinking on the use of AI, has helped me to rethink a little bit of how I've used the AI in the bot. You may have noticed some of the previous videos I've done on the SPM bot have relied very heavily on the AI, and the results have been a little mixed, to say the least. Since reworking how I'm looking at it, the results have been a bit better. Now, you can't expect to win every time, and what I'm going to show you doesn't win every single time. You wouldn't expect it to, but certainly the results have been better. There's a million different ways you could do this, but I'm going to show you a few things that I've been doing. Now, I'm going to look at just one strategy today, focusing on the draws, but there are a number of other strategies that I've been using that I'll go through later on in future videos. But I wanted to show you in the SPM bot here. Now, I'm just going to show you what I've got going in back 2. So at the moment you can see in the current period, back 2 has made $5.46 profit, which is in fact means it's actually exceeded its profit target for the week. Now, I run this on a Friday to Friday rolling basis, so I reset on Friday mornings Australian time, which is generally just after the European Thursday night matches are wrapping up. So just after that is when I generally reset. So this particular strategy, it managed to reach its profit target earlier in the week, so it hasn't had any bets over the last couple of days, but that's fine. Now, as I said, I'm looking at the draw here and I'm backing the draw. There's a little bit more to it than just backing the draw. Now, my thinking on this, the draw is often overpriced. People tend to back either the home team or the away team. The draw tends to be a little bit of an afterthought, and because of that it does tend to be overpriced by the market. So I'm doing a few things here. I'm taking the AI analysis of what it thinks should happen in the match. I'm adding a little bit of market analysis to see what the market is thinking the match should do, and I'm also using my own thinking, and I'm combining all of those things. So it's not just relying on one thing, it's a few things coming together. So in this case, as I said, I'm looking at the draw. Now I'm looking at the AI's analysis rating the draw as being a 45 to 50% chance of happening. Now, I've not seen the AI in this rate anything more than 50%. So 50% is pretty much it. I think this is a very good chance of happening. Because it's rating it in terms of percentages, I can get some implied value out of that, of where the market should be roughly on that. So if we have a look here, 45% is equivalent to a price of 222. 50, obviously, equivalent to a price of 2. So hence, 45 to 50%, I'm looking to go things that are above that price range. So in this case, as I said, looking for prices of 223 and above, as long as the AI believes there is a strong chance that this match will end in a draw. Now, as I said, if I just have a look at some random matches that are coming up, I can show you this one. The AI rates the draw as being a 35% chance. This next one here, it rates it as a 50% chance. In fact, it's thinking the away team or the draw in this. It rates them both at 50%. this one here, again, it thinks the draw is a good chance. It's also got the home at 50%. So I'm just looking at the draw. Now you see there's all these other factors you could use. I'm only using, for this, I'm only using the draw, what it thinks the draw chance is. And as I said, for this fortnight, this week, it's done quite well. If we have a look through the tabs, if I just take you back here, you can see at the moment I'm looking to get 12 cents profit per match. The staking is stop at a winner staking, so I have a stop loss in here which is at $12 per tab. But I'm looking to get 23 cents of profit out of each tab. So basically looking to get 2 successful draws. So if we have a look, as we've exceeded the 479 total, 546, we have actually made this profit target across all of the tabs this week. So let's have a look in tab 1, and bearing in mind we're looking at back 2 here, so let's have a look. Back 2, we start here back on the 27th in a game of Tolima versus Deportivo Takiro, which I'm probably mispronouncing. Well, that didn't end in a draw. You can see here the AI prediction was somewhere between 45 and 50% for the draw, and it was paying $4. So clearly the market wasn't so confident on the draw there. We've got another one here, it was FC Makita. I'm not even going to try to pronounce some of these. Draw paying $3.90 again, didn't win. That one cost us 6 cents. Here, the draw $9.80, cost us 3 cents. Moving up, the next back 2 is up here. Again, draw paying $5.10. Eventually we got one. A draw here, who knows how that's pronounced. Yep. 365 was the price of that draw. We got 32 cents out of that one. Now that makes up for a bunch of these losses back here. We move on. The next one we lost 5 cents on a 380 draw, lost 2 cents on a $9 draw, and won 20 cents here on a $3.05 draw, and that of course has finished off this tab. By the end of that, that got to the 28th of February, so those matches all across a couple days, the 27th, 28th. If we look in tab 2, we'll see a pretty similar story. Back to loss at 355, loss at 570, loss at 310, loss at 375, a win at $7. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's a lay to, not a back to. Here we go. Back to loss at 375. Back to a loss at 370. Here we go. A win at 340. Again on the 28th, and a loss at 350 and a win at 350. So that's also the 28th. And I could take you through the next many tabs, but you know, it's going to be roughly the same story. So again, with the prices being as high as they are, stop at a winner staking carries a fairly low risk profile. So that tends to be working pretty well there. And because we're looking at what's effectively value prices for something that the AI is considering to be a very strong chance of happening, it tends to work pretty well. Now, as I said, you can't expect to win every time. It's about the long game, not the short game. So let me take you into the spreadsheet. I've been running this strategy since the end of December, since the week that included Christmas. Now, I started with the stop loss at 50 times the target. I moved that to 100, not because of this strategy, but because of some other strategies I was running. I moved the stop loss pretty much across the board. This one probably could have sat at 50 times, wouldn't have made much difference. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good weeks, 4 down weeks. At the moment, before the week that we're currently in, sitting in a down position, but it has been up primarily and it's been getting its targets along the way. Now, where are we at the moment? At the moment we're looking at, we've made 546 this week so far, so if I just chuck that in here just to see how that would look. So 472 at the moment. We're a little bit behind where we were, but it's coming back. I will take that out again because I'll fill out the spreadsheet in the morning. Strike rates are interesting on this. Most weeks sitting in the high 20s, low 30s. So there is an argument there that this could be done as a lay strategy. In fact, you saw quite a few losses along the way there. The difficulty there, I think, would be because the prices tend to be quite high. In some cases, the losses would rack up pretty quickly. So I wouldn't be particularly comfortable with this as a lay strategy, given where the strike rate is, but it might work. Maybe something to consider. In this case, though, you can see most of the time, well, every week I've used all of the tabs. All 20 tabs have managed to get used every week so far, and most weeks I'm getting 19 or 20 of those tabs reaching the profit target. The stop loss has been hit a couple times, actually more than a couple times, but it has been hit, but most of the time reaching the profit target. And as you can see, it does tend to, even when it does have some down weeks, as I said, it's about the long game. Eventually it comes back. You know, it had a particularly bad week there, but it came back. It was a bad week last week, this week is good. Give it a bit of time, it comes back. Now, you can see that this is a bit of an up and down strategy. This is a slow strategy, but it tends to be working. It's quite possible it could be improved. I'm not going to deny that it could probably be improved. I haven't given a lot of thought to how I'd improve it, but you might have other filters you'd want to put on it if you were doing something similar. The point is more about the thinking process, less about the strategy itself. Combining factors, combining AI analysis, combining market factors, combining your own thinking, combining them all, I think is a good idea. Now, if I just go back into the bot for a moment, when I find where I have it on the screen, here we go, you can see the other strategies I'm running, which I'm not going to detail what they are at the moment. You can see they're a bit of a mixed bag. Some are up, some are down this week. I've been running all of these since the end of December, and I think in that time I've had 1 week where they were all up together. Most weeks there's a mixture of up and down. I'd say most weeks there's more up than down. This week you can see it's pretty much evenly split, 3 up, 3 down at this point in time. We'll see how that plays in the morning when I go to finish the week and reset it, but that's the way it's gone. Now, this, as I said, is just one strategy using the SPM bot. I will go through some of the others in the future, in future videos, but I wanted to start with this one because it's a fairly straightforward strategy. As I say, it's a slow strategy, but it's doing its job, slowly building, and I think it does show the point really that you can't expect to win every time. And if you are trying to work on a strategy where every single time is a winner, that's going to be a recipe for dramas. A strategy which might be a little bit slow but takes into account that it will have some losses along the way, and not every day and not every week is going to be a winner, but where you can come out ahead in the long run, I think that's a good idea. And that's sort of what I've been aiming at with all of the strategies I'm running in the SPM bot at the moment. So I will look forward to bringing you more of those in the coming weeks. But for now, I just wanted to continue that thought that I had previously in the previous video about using AI and combining it with other factors to work on strategies that can be quite workable. So until next time, happy punting. I look forward to seeing you again.